Hello. Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts today, and I was hoping that we could kind of chat about them because, well, first things first. I know, the big giant bag. This was a coffee company that they were just like locally roasting. And so they were at the grocery store, and Derek was like, hey, yeah, we give it a try. We like to support local. We like to support artisans and craftsmen and what they're doing. So, and actually the coffee's been pretty good. So don't worry, the big bag of coffee, it's still around. We're just trying this one out today. So I actually have a podcast coming out. I did a podcast interview a few weeks ago, and I believe that it's premiering this week or coming out this week, and we'll talk about that. And it was about being a woman-owned business founder, how like starting a brand. It was based around North Kinder, but I found myself segueing into talking about value systems. So let's talk about values. So first of all, our Edmonton Oilers, they're in the playoffs. I only know this because I have friends that are really invested into hockey. But I myself, I want the Oilers to do good because it's my city and I want that for our community. But like, I'm not a big hockey fan. Like, unless I'm at a game or whatever, but like, it's not something that I put time and energy into. But on game days, you'll see like all around the city, I'll be driving, people are wearing their jerseys and their hats and their Oilers paraphernalia, and they're really invested in their team, and they spend money on their team, right? They spend money on the tickets, they spend money on the jersey, they spend money on maybe like eating out or going to a restaurant to watch the game. And the reason they do that is because they value the Oilers. And so what I'm kind of looking at is, sometimes we say like, oh, I don't have money for that. But then, some people are really invested into like biking, but they'll have the helmet and the gear and this and that. All right, I don't know why I started talking about biking, but what I'm trying to say is that we spend money on the things that we value or things that we find important. I make my coffee at home, and that, I heard a financial analyst say that that's about like 25 cents to make your coffee at home compared to like a $5 or $6 coffee somewhere else. But I also do that from time to time. If you're meeting a friend, and that I value that interaction with that friend. And so therefore I'm going to buy a more expensive coffee. So it's all like, what's important to you is where we spend our money. So I say all that to say is, at North Kinder, again, I talk about this a lot because it is important to me. Like, we have people that make our clothes. We have Canadians making our clothes. Those Canadians have a fair wage. They're in good working environments. The labor standards are much, much higher in Canada. And so all around, like, that's where the value is that we value people. So, okay, and just to be clear, like, I'm just opening this conversation. This is not to shame anybody for their consumer choices. I don't get it right all the time, personally, but in our business we do, like, we're dedicated to that. But yeah, it's just like a conversation, just like food for thought. Like, what do you think about that? And put a little question box, like, what's something that you value that you spend your money on and you're like, ooh, I shouldn't spend so much money on that, but like, I just love it so much. So I'm gonna put that little question box. So anyways, have yourself a great day. Oh my goodness.